I have never witnessed a total solar eclipse.
Nathaniel Cunningham is an associate professor of physics at Nebraska Wesleyan University in Lincoln, and he wasn't about to hide his anticipation for the great American solar eclipse of 2017.
I'm pumped.
Professor Cunningham was so excited about the eclipse that he delayed his sabbatical in Stockholm, Sweden, so he wouldn't miss the eclipse in Lincoln.
The earliest records we have of eclipses being recorded come from China, come from Babylon, and we're talking 3,000 plus years ago.
That is 1,000 years before Christ.
What I find really fascinating is that the Babylonians, maybe the first, were able to actually start noticing a pattern. I mean, on average, a total solar eclipse, I think if you average over long term, pick a location on Earth, you're going to get a total solar eclipse every 300 or 400 years. It's a pretty rare event, and it's not regular at all. So that's just a long-term average. If you're Carbondale, Illinois, you're about to get two in only 7 years apart. So we've got another total solar eclipse coming up across the U.S. in 2024.
This 1995 graduate of Lincoln Pius X High School is very impressed with ancient astronomers.
If you are the ancient Babylonians or anybody who's keeping track of the sky for the purposes of knowing when to plant crops or your religious festivals or whatever, you've got to do some pretty careful record keeping to realize that, hey, we've got a pattern here.
Cunningham says many ancient cultures viewed eclipses as a bad omen.
I even have read about one culture that once they got good at predicting when eclipses would happen, they would always put a temporary king on the throne, and then they would actually execute him after the eclipse had passed. Hey, it's a bad omen. They always made sure that the bad omen actually came true, but that it didn't touch their actual king.
Cunningham marvels at an ancient Greek device that was discovered underwater off the coast of Greece in 1901.
So you can see this large gear here and some smaller gears and things all peeking back there. It's where the device was recovered after going down in a shipwreck. So who knows who owned it and where it was traveling from where to where, but we're talking about the Greek Mediterranean, yeah, about 2,000 years ago.
It's called the Antikythera mechanism, and it was used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses.
It's pretty impressive just to think that they had that much astronomical knowledge, the ability to predict eclipses, and clockwork technology to be able to make all the different sized gears that mesh just right so you could use this device for making all these predictions.